Ryan.
Thank you.
Come on.
Oh, nice. There's the dart. Bring the dart. All right, round of applause for Ken and the team, the whole team. This has been a great show, even though the weather sucks. Good afternoon. How you doing? Good. Great. And get everybody fired up. Because you know what? What we do. Come on, it sounds like epic. Because what we do is amazing. What we do as marketers, the number of people that we reach is amazing. And this is not going to be your standard, pay or eat, and I'm going to give you a sales pitch. I'm going to have a little sales pitch. But I'm going to give you stuff to use and really change your programs first, and then I'll do the boring sales pitch. But it's exciting, all right? So, what do we got? How do we make this work? Right button. All right. So, I'm Ryan Phelan, VP of Strategic Services for Digital Impact, acxiom. We are a great company, and I'm going to try and show you how we're a great company in a little bit. But we're back in some ways. And I say that because Digital Impact, we kind of played with the name, acxiom kind of played with the name, and we're coming back into the marketplace in more stronger ways to help our marketers be smarter about the data that they use and that they have. Because big data is all about having the data, but it's about using it. That's the important part, because we've all got data. It's how to use it and utilize that, all right? So, let's start by one of the biggest myths that marketers have in sending batch and blast emails. In that they think that the consumer, when they get the email, looks like this. They think the email that they're sending is going to create that delight and surprise. See, I said it just for everybody. This is what they think, right? Because you're sending one message to everybody. That doesn't work. I mean, we look at this and we go, that's ridiculous. But that's how we are as an industry. We're still struggling with how do we use that data? How do we get it into an actionable set and really communicate with our customers? Until we start doing one-to-many, this is the thought that we have. And we have to get away from that. And so what I'm going to talk about today is, by the way, only 20 minutes, 17 slides. Not going to be long. But we put out into the marketplace, we asked consumers, what do you think about email? How does it affect your life? How do you consume that? And how can we market to you better? Now, these are some of the comments that people left on our survey. We hired a research firm and really went out and talked to about 1,000 consumers across the United States. And we asked them all kinds of questions about email. I'm going to go over some of those results today and how you can take those back to your companies and use them, and how we use them at Acxiom to help our clients. All right? First, who woke up this morning and the first thing they grabbed was their phone and checked their email? Show of hands. See, we're all sick, right? We're all in this like abusive relationship. I hate my job, but give me my damn phone, right? 36% of respondents check email, social media, and text before doing anything else after they wake up. So the people that think that I'm going to send an email first in the morning, it better be pretty engaging, because I know when I wake up, I'm grumpy. I don't have my glasses on. It takes, it's short attention span theater. And I'm fighting going back to bed. So make sure if you're sending a message early in the morning, you're thinking about this 36%. Also think about these people who are not like us, who actually wait. 21% are checking email before they eat breakfast. So if you do the math, 36% are doing it in bed, 36% are doing it before breakfast, or 21%. So over 50% of people are checking email before they eat food. That's amazing, isn't it? Make sure your message is relevant and it's important if you're doing it first thing in the morning, because this is what you're fighting. Think of your own behaviors. Think of how happy you people are in the morning. Right? Here's another one. 60% of emails, when saved to be read later, are never read. How many of us do that? Read an email, mark it as unread, come back to it later. Again, sick people. But we get paid to open it again, so we have to, but consumers are not. So what does this mean? Make your calls to action immediate. Make your calls to action strong. Make sure that you have a clear path for the consumer to follow. If you want them to click on something or do something, you better have the call to action strong enough to do it. Because even though they have intent, they don't have follow-through. Next, we've been talking about mobile a whole lot here today and yesterday and in the industry. 52% are consuming email on their smartphone and social media. And I think this is preaching to the choir, right? We've got to do responsive. We've got to do mobile targeting. Within the Acxiom system, we actually just released the ability to track mobile opens and tablet opens, so that you can tell where they're opening your emails. And that's important because the experience is different. Not only the viewing experience, but also the click-through and the engagement after that email. So be looking at the distinction between mobile and tablet. Next, 49% of respondents have an email account for emails they rarely will open. On average, consumers have between 1 and 3 email addresses. I have like 16, right? We're all sick people. We've got more than one email address. The average consumer has between 1 and 3. And what we think that is the first email is their primary email address, where they get all their friends and family, they get all their bills, they get all their statements, receipts, all that stuff. The second email address is a junk email address. So I come to your site and you get a popover. I may put my email address into that because I really don't care yet. I don't have an investment in your site. Why are you asking me to sign up? Now, sometimes popovers work. Sometimes that kind of stuff works. Test it. But consumers have that secondary email address. The third one we think is an old email address that they had. They switched to their new email address and they keep it open in case Aunt Flo and Uncle Bob email about the dog. Right? I don't want to shut that email account out because, you know, Aunt Flo, she's old. So that's what we're fighting with the average consumer, is that if we don't resonate with our acquisition strategy, then we're not going to get the primary email address. And that's what's really important. We don't want the secondary one. That's junk. We want a primary email address. Oh, well. We have a lot of banking clients. We have most, if not, no, we don't have all. We have most of the major financial institutions in the United States. And they ask us all the time, how do we acquire customers? One of the things we ask consumers is, are you okay with using your primary email address as a login for financial institutions? 60% said yes. Now, I'm not going to get into discussions about security, privacy, any of that stuff. But when we're thinking about how we acquire email addresses, a lot of people aren't thinking about this kind of basic stuff. Using email as a login, getting permission at the time of acquisition. Start thinking of an acquisition outside of the box. And financial institutions aren't thinking of that. And they're struggling with, how do I communicate with my customers? We have a lot of discussions with our financial services clients. And they're always looking for these kind of alternatives. So this is one of the things, this data will help inform some of our strategies that we're doing with them. Think about your own business. How are you doing acquisition? Are you just asking for a quick sign up and then sending a welcome email? Are you giving a value at the time that they sign up? Are we really trying for a primary email address? A lot of acquisition that I've seen is not trying for a primary email address. It's just trying to get something. We don't really care what it is. We have to start caring. We have to start pulling quality in front of quantity. Lastly, 72% of consumers read the email when they're bored. So not only are they tired and haven't had coffee, they're bored. 29% love this. In the bathroom. Talk about short attention span theater. Think about where your clients, your customers are reading your emails, consuming the information that you have. We monitor a lot of emails from across the industry. And it still surprises me how the calls to action are weak. What I want them to do is weak. Because as marketers, sometimes we want to put every message we can into the email. It's like earlier with the example from this morning. Do I put 10 things that can compel you to buy a BMW or 1? Be simple. Those are some of the statistics that we pulled from this study. We use it a lot for our clients to help them because what we feel is our strength in the industry is this. How we help our clients use data. As I look out into a lot of marketers and talk to a lot of companies, we're still struggling with, this will work, are we focused on the one-to-many, the batch and blast, or are we focused on a one-to-one? Are we clicking along and doing propensity models, and are we doing dynamic content? Are we really doing that? Where are you guys in this? Think about your own program. Where are you? A lot of the companies that I talk to, a lot of the companies that are in this room that I talk to, are down there toward the one-to-many. They're still struggling with, how do I get this done? Now, I'm a smart guy, supposedly. Play one on TV. I think, and this is my own personal opinion, I think the struggle that us as marketers, and I've been on the client side, I've pushed the button. I think the struggle that we have is that of all the ESPs, we all have great tools to help us manage data, make sure, integration this, mobile that, social this. But there's a lack of anybody standing up and saying, I'm going to help you do it. We've been talking the last 2 days about what we should be doing as an industry. Relevancy, segmentation, one-to-one, get personalization, blah, 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 blah. It's important. It's vital. But a lot of the industry has focused on this shiny moment, these shiny objects. Social, mobile, all these other different things. Instead of the core, which is making it easy for marketers to segment their data and people to stand up and go, here's how you do it. Here's how you build it. Not just here's how you do it in our functionality, but here's a propensity model that you can use. We focus all the time on digital behavior, how the customer looks, bringing in third-party information to augment records, to get a better view of the customer, that single view that we all want. We're doing that every day. Why is that important? Because we have to. There's no other choice. And the funny thing is, I've been listening for the last couple of days, and we're all talking about this segmentation thing, right? I studied to be a priest. I know. Weird, huh? So, shocker. So, I studied to be a priest. I don't know how to build a propensity model. I know the components to it, right? I know how to look at segmentation. I know how to look at those different things. But if you sat me down and said, Ryan, can you build a propensity model? Can you build a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about today? My head would spin around twice and I'd go, nope, got nothing. But here's the fun thing. At Acxiom, I know who to pick up the phone and call. And I know who our clients call to do it. We have a lot of our clients that are successful in doing segmentation, deep segmentation, propensity level stuff by picking up the phone and calling our resources and saying, I need you to build this. We're a data company. We've got that. This is our technology stack. This is the components of how we interact with our customers and our data and our systems. And if you'll notice, these three, and the reason I put that, I'm not going to fall off. The reason I put this up here is the three up here, audience management, audience and analytics, and 3,500 propensity models. We're building this stuff every day. We've got the technology to take it and send it out to customers. You bet. But we're one of the only companies, I feel, that have data scientists that can do this kind of stuff. Within 3 weeks of me starting at Acxiom back in January, my phone rings, pick up the phone, guy says, hey, I'm in our analytics group, and our job is just to create some cool models for our clients. I'm like, well, that's really cool. He's like, you got any ideas? Because we're kind of bored and we'd like some new ideas. Really? So we sit down and we come up with these different models based upon what I'm seeing in the marketplace, what our clients are needing. This is at the core of what we do. And it should be at the core of what you're doing for your program. Because what we're seeing, movement in social and mobile, is one thing. But we're seeing much more movement in mobile as in everybody else, but we're seeing it in television. We're seeing it as moving toward looking at your customer and going, maybe it's not an email we need to send. Maybe it's push. Maybe it's a message and targeting on Facebook. Maybe it's targeting in television. Maybe it's that cross-channel, omni-channel thing that we're talking about. And you don't get there unless you hold on to the data and know it. Now, that's enough preaching. But I think that the biggest challenge this year for marketers is to grab hold of the data and find somebody that's your provider, that's your partner, that knows how to use it. There's a finish line for everybody. What's yours? Where do you want to be at the end of the year? We all work with clients, we all work with our teams to define our goals. Where's your goal? How are you going to get there? How are the decisions you're going to make this year, whether you're switching vendors, whether you're looking to switch vendors, whether you're looking to achieve a better impact in your program? Where is that? And what's it look like? Lastly, we're so focused on data, I wanted to show this video. And I came in and I was doing all this exploratory stuff and I saw a client pitch and it has this video in it and I'm like, this is amazing. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in our industry do something like this. Just in the words that we say, the belief that we have in the data that we have and how marketers use it. So this is what Acxiom is. And this is what Digital Impact Acxiom believes. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
Wow, good stuff, man. By the way, you know, that was broadcast internationally. So if you want to say hello to Della, who's probably watching right now.
Everybody turn around and wave at the
Everybody wave to Della. Hi, Della. How are you, buddy? We miss you. Batch and blast and all that. Just kidding. I had to. We love you, man. We miss you, Della. Great stuff. Anyone got any questions for Ryan? Any questions for Ryan? He's around. You got other team members here from Acxiom?
Yes, I do.
Other teams, where are they? Send up Acxiom people.
Karen and Elizabeth and Ron over there. They're from our team.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Grab these guys if you have questions. Oh, Ken Fadner has a question.
No, I don't need that. Can you just tell us a little more about the priesthood thing?
What do you want to know?
Why did you wash out?
Wash out may be the wrong term.
Google it. You'll find out. All right. If you have any questions, grab these guys from Acxiom. Thank you very much. Well done. Thanks for lunch. Big hand for Ryan. Okay. I'm going up here because I'm tiny. And they don't have their guns, which is good. So we have 3 o'clock. Hey. 3 o'clock, we have a shuttle going over to Finlandia. And it's leaving right here. So if you want to go do that, do they need to sign up or they just show up? They just show up. Okay.